till they get away, just to take over. Do it for the future, time to get a world to make over. Time never stops, no, the timing is not. Time to clean up the block. Streets been a mess, how can I breathe? Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy. We up in this thing, man. Hey, I know what time it is. You already know what we here to discuss. And just so I don't get too turned up, I'm already in the garage. So I don't even have to leave to go fix the car. Okay. Let's talk about it, man. Nate McMillan is no longer the coach of the Atlanta Hawks. Woo! Joe Prunty is the assistant taking over our Atlanta Hawks. And so let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Let me get my little points out. Then y'all know the homie Analyst up in the building. My A1 day one up in here. Let me get this thought out real quick. Then we'll bring Analyst on, man. Listen. They finally made that move to get rid of Nate McMillan. Okay. The only issue I have with that is why did they wait so long? Okay. We wasted a whole half a season with this nonsense. But, hey, it's been done. Let's talk about it. I was reading reports, and I know Analyst, when he come up here, he probably got way more details than I do. Reports, they looking at a couple candidates. The candidates I looked at, forget all of them except Quinn Snyder and Atkinson. I think Atkinson was on the list. Now, why do I say that? Because, hear me out, guys, hear me out. If Landry Fields in the front office go after a first-time head coach, because if you look at the list, it's a bunch of freaking assistants, first-time head coaches, okay? I don't think that's what we need, man. We went that route already. If we're trying to win, we need to get a coach that demands respect, that knows what he's doing, that has some type of pedigree. I don't think going with an assistant is you don't bring an assistant in like for a Trae Young. This is just my opinion. I could be wrong. But I'm just telling you how I feel. What I think, if I was the GM, what I'm doing. I'm going after somebody more of a Udoka. Whoever we get, it need to be somebody with a proven track record in the NBA. Okay? That's what we need. Let me bring the homeboy Analyst up in the building. The homeboy young Analyst with the big old smile on his face. Happy day for Analyst. It's almost like it's his birthday or something right now. Talk to me, guy. Let me drop this link real quick for the homies.
Hey,
man, here go the link.
This is like Christmas and the birthday combined. This is like, I'm sitting here. I am just absolutely excited. And listen, obviously I wanted Nate gone extremely bad, but this tells me that the organization was not deaf to the fact that Nate McMillan was a significant issue in this organization to let him go at 29-30. We looked awful our past two games. Really, just the whole season, awful. I mean, if we saw the effort, we all saw the effort the past two games. Nate talking about it's a much needed break. Trae talking about it's a much needed break. Listen, we needed to do this months ago, but we did it now. I'm super pleased about it. And listen, I don't feel bad for Nate McMillan. This man has been getting millions of dollars from multiple organizations that he's been just sabotaging, in my opinion. You look at Indiana, he's still getting paid there. You look at Atlanta, he's going to be getting paid. Listen, it was time to move on. I'm glad we moved on. I'm thrilled to see that Quinn Snyder is on the list. That Everyone knows that's been my guy from the start. I love Ime. Those are my two guys. Kenny Atkinson. I love Kenny. But listen, this needed to happen a while ago. I'm glad it happened now. I am super, super, super pleased.
But analyst,
Super pleased.
Here's my question for you, the young analyst. And then we're gonna go Jordan, then we're gonna go my dog, my homeboy, Eddie, making his first time appearance. Hey, real quick.
Yo.
Me and Eddie, we talk to each other differently than everybody else, okay? So when you see us going back and forth, listen, don't hop in it. Okay. Don't hop in it when we're gonna say certain things back and forth. That's how we talk. So don't hop in.
They're gonna recognize brotherly love when they see it.
Yeah,
they gonna know what it is.
Because cats be getting mad. Cats be getting mad when me and Eddie be going back and forth. They hop in and then we be getting on their ass.
Looking at them like, what the fuck, y'all motherfuckers? Cause y'all don't even know what the fuck going on.
Here we go, analyst. My question for you is this: what if they hire somebody that you don't like? So let's say no Udoka, no Atkinson, and no Snyder. Say they go with one of them assistants that I've seen on the list. What's your thoughts behind that?
I think Charles Lee would be great for not a team that is not in our position, a rebuilding team. I don't want Charles Lee. Okay. I don't want a first time. And listen, this is just where we're at. I don't want a first time head coach. Okay. Everyone that you just named that you said, if we don't have those guys have coached and have done things as coaches. I don't want Charles Lee. Now, if we hire these guys, I'm gonna try my best to support them because I've been an advocate of a new coach. I think they can implement some new things. But listen, I will not be pleased if we hired a Charles Lee, a Jordy Fernandez. I think I saw some. I never heard of this guy. Miles Simon. Who is that?
Miles Simon, a former basketball player with Arizona. He played in the league for a minute, but he came up in the coaching ranks after he had a brief NBA career. But he's pretty well thought of in coaching ranks, but he just haven't had a coaching, like a head coaching job yet.
Okay. I don't want that experiment here. I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, we don't need to be experimenting. Same thing with Mitch Johnson, the Spurs system. That dude looks like he would get ran over by a bus with this team. Okay, it looks like he'll be a dude that go to press conference shaking. So I want a proven coach. I want someone in here. I need Quinn Snyder. Okay, they're flying him in tomorrow. I need Ime. Hey, listen. I would. Sorry, just had to slip that in there. I like Becky, but I'm picking these. Oh, three. Good God! I'm picking these three over Becky. But listen, no chance. We've got to get. In my opinion, it's got to either be. And I love Kenny Atkinson. I got a lot of love for Ken. I think he's gonna do a great job. But listen, we got it. It's got to either be Ime or Quinn Snyder. It's got to be a two-man race here. I mean, those are the only two coaches that I feel we get them next 3 years, we will win a title. I feel that way about those two coaches. Kenny, I think I take a little bit longer. I think we can ultimately get there with a couple of roster changes, some significant roster changes. But listen, we've got to get an experienced coach. And listen, we're already halfway there. I'm glad that the organization made this move. I wish it would have happened months ago, but I'm glad we made the move. I'm thrilled we made that move. And listen, we're heading in the right direction. Finally, we're heading in the right direction.
Talk to me, Jordan. What's your thoughts?
Let me tell you.
Got the homeboy Farrell up in the building.
What's good, gentlemen? Let me tell you something. This is a great day for Hawks fans and all Hawks fans who watch this channel specifically. And let me tell you why. Because it is not necessarily for the reason that the Hawks will start possibly winning games and they might play a little bit more motivated. But ultimately, it is for this reason and this reason alone. Finally, Analyst and Matt no longer have their go-to excuse. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be coming on here and we will be chopping it up every single night like we always do here at the Talk Hawks podcast by Hawks fans. And you already know what we're going to hear on a night-to-night basis if you were here every day prior to this one, and that is that Nate McMillan's rotation sucked. Nate McMillan didn't play the right guys. Nate McMillan did not have a good game plan coming into this, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. But finally, they're gonna have to find a new excuse. Now we should run a poll.
Not excuse, it was facts.
We could make like some sort of Twitter handle and make it a voting system as to which person or player they're gonna complain about or whatever the case may be. But it can't be Nate, or can it? Maybe they'll still blame him.
I'm gonna tell you what they're gonna do, man. This is what they're gonna do. I already see it. All these dudes come out losing ball games, right? This is what they're gonna say. You gotta give them time. They still running Nate McMillan stuff. Hey, they still doing it. No. Listen,
when we hire our new coach next season,
Matt told me if we get rid of Nate McMillan, we winning the championship this year. That's what Matt.
Okay, well, let's hold him to it.
Matt
hold him to it.
Matt said that the talent to win the championship. The only thing we need to change is the coach. That's what Matt told.
Damon, I'm with you. I know. I believe that he would say that. And ultimately, for me, it is just this fact, guys. We should all be throwing a party. We should be going to the streets and celebrating Mardi Gras today. Because let me tell you something, okay? Analyst finally has to find a new excuse. And I'm thrilled to find out what it was or what it's going to be. And it can't be that. It cannot be the fact that they're still running Nate's system. That's out the window. He's gone. And they're going to start playing their way. And not only that, but here's the thing. You also can't say that because it is the 21st of February. Okay, basketball doesn't come back for a couple of days and they fired this guy, which I know is not a significant amount of time, but you best believe they're going to come into the building and have a couple of days to work on what they're seeing and what they want to play. Okay, these are professional players who know how to play ball or should know how to play ball. So they should be able to go in there and learn a system relatively quickly. Okay.
By the way, not excuse, fact. Is fact that Nate was a disgrace to the city of Atlanta, really a disgrace.
Okay, no, but is it a fact that he was the sole reason that you guys were losing basketball games?
I think so, and I think when you see Prunty take over, I think you're going to see some us winning ball games. But really, when we hire our guy, you're going to see us making finals pushes.
You cannot put hell no. I'm not gonna sit here and let you come in here with that blasphemy. We gonna do what when they listen?
When we hire our new head coach.
Listen, man. Listen.
Same roster.
Let me say this, and then I'm gonna tap in with Pharaoh, man. Listen, man. We don't even know what direction the front office is going in right now. That's why I said at the beginning. These idiots are gonna go hire a first-time head coach because they want a yes man. Listen, in order to get one of those coaches to get a Atkinson, you think Kenny Atkinson, you think Quinn Snyder gonna sit there and be like, sure, I want to come to Atlanta, and Trae Young still got access to go over my head and speak to the front office? You really think that's gonna happen?
No.
They gonna, in order to get a good coach with some pedigree, Trae Young, Landry Fields, they got to give up that power. Because I'm gonna tell you, if that's me, if I'm one of those coaches, and I've been a prior head coach with some pedigree, and you tell me, bro, none of my players is going to have no relationship with the front office. Because basically what you're doing, you saying, you know what, hey man, coach, you don't have no authority over here. And that's what happened with Nate McMillan. He had no authority. He couldn't do what he really wanted to do. That's what happened to Travis.
Yeah.
Travis quit because he couldn't do what he wanted to do. That's why he quit. That's why Nate McMillan tried to quit. And that's why I don't understand why people acting like, oh, the front, oh, yay. These motherfuckers is about 6 months late. I give them zero credit. They're late as hell. Every day I give them any credit. Say, hey, man, I woke up. Nate McMillan's still the coach. He's still the coach, and I can't wait. At the end of the day, I want the Hawks to win at all costs. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if these boys come out here after this All-Star break, start losing games, I expect people to start holding the people who should have been held accountable. Them damn players who out on the court who can't execute, who get hurt by Julius Randle, who John Collins get a concussion, and none of them dudes go out there and get a hard foul in return. They not winners. And that's what I be trying to tell people. But people so scared to blame the players, they want to blame the coach. Nate McMillan ain't shooting that ball. Nate McMillan ain't shooting 30% from three. Nate McMillan ain't out there shooting 41% from the field. He ain't leading the NBA in turnovers. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. And I still think you're going to see
125 million and they averaging 13 and 2, whatever John Collins averaging. He ain't out there. Listen, these boys better come out here. We got 23 games left. These dudes need to. I was going to say it, but I know it's not realistic. They better 23 games. They better win 16 of them. That's what they better do. What's up, Pharaoh? I'm in the garage already, man. We're gonna
okay,
go. Eddie, you here? And then we got John up in the building, Matt up in the building.
Yes.
And I first need to know, we all just saying they should hire Ime, or is he actually on the list?
He on the list.
Bro, they not gonna hire him, man. You know
that's
why?
Still my guy. Plus, Landry coming in and stealing my fucking thunder because I've been firing Nate every day for the past week or so on 2K. So Landry can take credit for it, but I've been doing it. I was also y'all probably out traded DeAndre too, but I got BI for Hunter and 00 and a pick, but that's 2K anyway. But I'm glad it's finally done. They better get my boy Ime. I want my Snyder. I had to create Ime in 2K. I had to create anyway. Let me get off that. Ime or Quinn Snyder or my girl Becky. I ain't mad at Becky. That's my three.
Bro, ain't no damn Becky, dog. Hell no.
No, you need to get off Becky. Becky's good.
Bro, listen. We don't need a first-time head coach. We've been down this road before.
She's the first time NBA head coach. She's been a head coach before.
And I read championship. And everybody out there dogging. Listen, man. Listen. We need a coach. Not who Trae Young like. I need a coach who demands respect.
I agree with that.
And who word is bond. That's my thing. If your word is not bond, if your word don't hold nothing, you can't coach men. You can't lead men if they can just go over your head. I know a lot of people don't understand that, but I'm going to relate that shit to the Army, right? As a platoon sergeant, I wish one of my subordinates would go talk to my first. I wish they would without me knowing. Oh, it's a problem. But let me tell you something. Like the Miami Heat, my first song be like, why are you talking to me? Go talk to your fucking platoon sergeant. Just like when LeBron wanted to get rid of Spoelstra. And guess what happened? Pat Riley said, nah, pimp, I'll run this here.
And not Spo top 5.
Exactly. But see, a lot of people so scared. This is one thing I learned about Hawks fans, man. I know I'm yapping, but I'm in the garage, so I'm finna chill out in a minute. But they so scared that Trae Young is going to leave. And you know what I be thinking sometimes when I be reading the comment? Trae Young, I be like, we ain't won shit. Y'all act like we finna lose a title or something, like we the defending champs or something. We ain't won nothing.
Well, we went to the some of y'all treat Nate. That's how some of y'all treat Nate, you know.
Man, F Nate. You can't put me in that.
I thought we were just saying Nate wasn't the sole problem or the.
I don't care. I fire everybody. I'll trade anybody if it's gonna make. If I gotta ship Trae Young ass out to make the team better, I do it. If I gotta ship Dejounte out to make the team better, I do it. That's why I've been saying. Why are they waiting? What are we waiting on to fire Nate McMillan? If he is such a big part of the problem, why his ass ain't been gone? I'm gonna tell you why. Because these dudes don't care about winning. Okay. As long as the Atlanta Hawks keep selling out this arena, I'm happy long as he's selling out because he getting his. Okay. So hey, we got to make something happen, dog. We got to make something happen. And what I said, they need to come in If they this move right here is gonna tell you if they about winning. If they don't get a first head coach, these dudes is not about winning.
Is this X-rated now?
I said the same. I was thinking the same.
What kind of damn live stream this is?
In my head, I said, "Who fucking?"
That ain't him.
Eddie. That look like Eddie. Hey, Eddie.
That's how he breathes.
I'm going back to my truck. I'm just walking like hell. Y'all give me a minute. I'm about to get back on.
That's how
Yeah, I
he
know,
breathes.
Eddie, but damn.
I tell y'all, if you don't want to breathe like that, you better get your ass on the treadmill.
Okay. Whose turn is it?
We on Pharaoh, man. I cut him off, so we go Pharaoh. Cause we wait for Eddie to get to the
Oh,
truck.
I just didn't know Ime was on the list, and I named my 3, so that's good.
All right, we go John, then Matt. And did you finish, Jordan? Did you finish getting your point out? I think I might have.
Yeah. I pretty much did. I know we'll chop it up after, so that's fine.
Okay, go ahead, John. What's your thoughts?
Good evening, gentlemen. What you have wished for, Matt, Analyst, has taken place.
I just have to.
But I'm going to quote some words that I heard 50 years ago from Mr. Spock when he was about to get married. He said, having is not so good a thing as wanting. Doesn't make sense, but it's often true. And Jordan just alluded to the part of that because, see, this is what you wanted. Now you got it. And now one of your cornerstones has been taken away from your building. Your foundation has been taken away from your building. But, hey, this is something that was done. Now, I would be interested to know, and I guess it's going to come out in the coming days, what happened to where this happened? What happened?
Oh,
What
we know
type
what
of
happened.
discussion took place? What, who got cussed out? Was it a, okay, Nate, you can go on, or was it a, screw you, I'm leaving? You ain't got to leave, you fired. We're waiting to see how that's gonna take place. Now, when I tell you that a duck can pull a truck, shut the up, and hook him up, I told you that Prunty was going to be your next coach. Told y'all that.
It's interim, ain't it?
He's
You
the interim
didn't have
coach.
an assistant in mind. I mean, you didn't have anybody that was ready to go. That's what makes this such a question, because you got Nate out of the building and put an assistant in charge. Why? Because, see, this season is done. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this season is done. All right? Now, everybody's going to try to gauge what it is that we are by these last 20-something games. Hey, the writing has already been done. It's over with. It's over with. Especially after what happened in that Knicks game. We are not built for the Eastern Conference. We're not built to bang with anybody. We're not built to knock anybody on their ass. We're not built to do anything.
Yeah,
we just a bunch of jump shooters that can't shoot jumpers. Just like Damon said. I mean, right now, you got to take what it is that you have right now and just make it to the end of the season. That's basically all Prunty is going to be doing. Caretaking this team until the end of the season until you get your real coach. Don't be surprised if Prunty ends up being the
Oh, hell no.
Don't be surprised. Well, the reason why I'm saying this.
Nah, they ain't gonna do that again, dog.
Hold up. This man came from the Budenholzer Popovich school. This man came from Popovich. He has pedigree. He has pedigree. But
Well, get Ime then.
but
My bad.
Good point.
well, no.
Good
Hey,
point.
Pharaoh, all things are on the table right now. All things are on the table right now. Because see, right now, I'm saying that Prunty probably isn't going to stay here. But I said, don't be surprised if he does.
Oh.
Don't be surprised if he does. Because see, everything, Pharaoh, guys, everything's up in the air right now. Everything's up in the air right now. Your ownership group, if I can loosely call them that without uttering a cuss word while I do so, right now, you guys are front and center.
Oak Snyder.
No.
You guys are front and center. Your next moves right now, those are going to be very, very crucial. Because the thing is, you can't hide behind nobody now. Everybody sees you. Everybody recognizes you. Everybody knows. Okay? You fired Nate McMillan. Okay? Now, you've been shoved right out there in the middle of traffic. Let's see how you dodge these cars.
All right. Hey, yo, Eddie, you driving? You on the road?
No, I'm parked, man. I got some shit to say, man.
Go ahead.
I got a lot of shit I need to say, man.
Go ahead.
First of all, why motherfuckers acting like Nate McMillan is Phil Jackson around this bitch? That's my first question. Because I mean, they acting like us getting rid of Nate is us getting rid of somebody that's a big time coach. Nate, listen, Trae ain't had a good coach since he been in the league.
Thank you.
LPA wasn't a good coach. Nate wasn't a good coach. The offensive schemes both was lacking. If you ever looked at Nate's offensive scheme when he on the floor, you got people just standing in the corner, ain't no movement happening, and that's so easy to guard for a defensive team.
Yep.
You got to get a coach in here that's going to be able to get everybody moving and everybody be something that's able to jar somebody else to get open. You got to have back picks going. You got to have people running the baseline. Everybody needs to be moving all the time, just like you see when you see Golden State play. You know what I'm saying? But listen to this, man. David Robinson had 5 coaches before he won a championship. Steph Curry had 4 coaches before he won a championship. Michael Jordan had 4 coaches. 5. I got the list. 5.
How many coaches?
No,
5.
No, he didn't.
Bullshit. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up.
Not Steph Curry.
Look it up. Hey, I just found this out tonight. I ain't telling me this with this information. I got all this on my chat. My cousin sent me all this. Hey, Kobe had 3. Michael Jordan had 4. Come on, everybody that went on to be a perennial all-star and champion, they all had 4. Hell, LeBron had 3 coaches.
Hold on.
LeBron had 3 coaches in his first 3 years.
Hold on. Not to say you're wrong. I think the way that you might have read that info, I think they may have gave you the amount of coaches they had, but not during, not as long as that it took them.
Hey, I tell you what, we ain't got to debate it right now. This ain't the time to debate it right now while I'm speaking.
No.
But just look it up whenever you got your time.
Just be flinging doo-doo all out there in the air and think something
Hey, don't do. Hey,
call it
listen.
a state.
No, you're right. Eddie, I'm just saying.
Eddie,
All you got to do, if you got a phone, Google it. All you got to do is Google it. Just Google it. The information is there for you. But see, everybody want to call Trae a coach killer. But you don't even know that everybody that you look up to had multiple coaches. Damn near within the first 5 years they played. None of them had the same coach. True. None of them went on when they first got in the league. They had the same coach and went and did what they did that made them great as they had when they first got in. That don't happen. Curry had 4. Look it up.
I think the difference is Curry didn't get him fired.
Giannis had what, 3 coaches, 3 or 4 coaches?
I think
these guys. Yes.
Giannis had 3. Giannis had 3 coaches.
Yes.
This is Bud is his third.
See, y'all don't know. Y'all listen to these goddamn people on 92.9 on the game and see y'all these fake false narratives about what's going on with Trae when this is really par for the course. These they get coaches, they remove them, put them in place, remove them, put them in place until they find the right mix. And then once you get a coach that knows how to unlock the potential in your player, then you take him and you ride with him, and then you build a team around what they got going on. This is normal. I didn't know it until tonight. My cousin Miles Hubbard, my dog, he put me on a lot of information tonight. You know what I'm saying? And before I saw that, I started to believe that shit myself. Like, damn, why are we having to change all these coaches? But then when he started running out all these names of all the icons that we came up watching in basketball, then I said, okay, now this shit makes sense. We ain't nobody special. We ain't nobody special. This is something that normally happens with franchises until they get the right mix. You can't keep losing, and you gotta realize, man. Look at Nate's track record. Nate took us as far as he was gonna be able to go. That run that we had going to the East Conference Finals, we did that in spite of Nate being our coach. We didn't do that because Nate was coaching. You You know what I'm saying? But what we had on that team, hold on, listen.
Under 500,
what we had
on our way.
What we had on that. Listen, can you let?
We should have went to a lot.
What we had on that team that we don't have on this team right now is veteran leadership coming off the bench with Solo, Gallo. You know, who had more veterans, and those veterans had they carried the voice. If you listen to them guys talking about Solo whenever he was on the team, them guys talking about Solo like he was the goddamn coach on this team. They had so much reverence and so much respect for that cat. When he left, damn like the heart of the team left.
Okay,
but
so
you need to replace that.
Eddie, listen. So check it. So, what year? When can I expect us to be competing for a championship? You're doing a lot of talking. When do we expect to compete for championship? So this coach number 3 right here. So when this dude you get
loud, ain't gonna change the damn thing. You get mad, you get in your emotions. That's not gonna expedite nothing.
Cause this Trae Young year what? This year what for Trae?
Hold on.
Listen, Trae, John, Clint, DeAndre, and goddamn Bogut all had 3 different coaches. It's like just Trae's third coach. It's DeAndre's third coach. It's Clint's third coach. It's John's third coach. Trae ain't the only player on this team. Listen, Trae ain't the only. Listen.
When do I expect?
So what?
You're doing a lot of talking. When do I expect us to compete? Because that's all I care about.
That ain't what it's about. It ain't about trying to tell you when something gonna happen and trying to fulfill that. That's not what it's about. I don't know. We don't know. None of us know. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't. Listen, I'm not the dude. Hold on. I'm not the dude they gonna say.
Just say you don't know.
Don't nobody know. None of us know. But this is the right move. This is the right move.
Nobody know when we gonna start competing because
nobody fucking know. Anybody act like they damn know is a fucking liar. If you act like you know, you a fucking liar.
When I asked y'all that, I'm asking for your opinion. Obviously, no one can predict the future. Or guess what? We all probably be rich as hell from the lottery. So I'm asking.
We can't even start asking. Listen, Dion Monk, we can't even start answering that question until we figure out who in the hell gonna be our coach. Let's figure that part out first. Then we'll answer that question.
Well,
we can't even jump. You can't put the cart before the horse.
Listen, I'm going by your logic. This summer, when we get rid of
no, because the logic is you got to figure out who the coach is gonna be, and you got to figure out what their plan is. They plan gonna determine how long it's gonna take for us to get there. Because if we got
right now,
huh?
What are we doing?
What you mean? What are we doing? We changing coaches. What you talking about?
We got to know.
What you mean? We changing coaches. We changed them about an hour ago. We changed the motherfucker about an hour ago.
Are we done with this season? This season's a wash. Yes or no?
No, we still in the playoff race. How the hell we in the wash? We 3 games out of damn 6.
So we're trying to compete.
Hell yeah. I'm cool with Prunty running shit until we get a coach. Hey, I'm cool with Prunty because Prunty a pretty good coach. He's a pretty good coach. I like Prunty, but what we need is somebody that's gonna get out that seat and unfold their arms and kick these players in the ass and kick their ass.
Thank you.
That's what we need. We need somebody that puts some emotion, somebody that's gonna be in there and acting like they involved. You sweating on the sideline, you talking shit to the goddamn refs. We're all that sitting over there like you goddamn like a fucking milk dud head ass motherfucker like Nate is. Milk dud head ass motherfucker with all that fucking light ass talking every time he in a fucking in an interview. Man, fuck all that. We need somebody with some fire, bro. If we get somebody with some fire and coach this team that's got some true emotion, watch this team they whole shit gonna change because the team take on the demeanor of the coach. I played college. I played all the way to college, my nigga, and I know how this shit go. When you got a coach that bring that shit out you, it's natural.
You gonna run through a brick wall?
So
run through a brick wall, my nigga. That's what I'm talking about.
When Nate McMillan took over. And we went on that run. So Nate McMillan, so he wasn't an influence to the players?
Possibly.
Let me tell you what happened. I done told y'all this, I don't know how many times. What happened whenever that shit happened, it was during the COVID time. That run we went on, every team that we played didn't have their stars on the team.
Oh, so you saying
it was for like 13. We were playing a bunch of G League teams.
It
just happened. It was like shit happened at the right time. You know what I'm saying? But let me ask y'all a question. And I'm gonna ask y'all this question, and I want y'all to be honest. Every time you heard Nate talk, then you get depressed. Every time you see Nate in a goddamn interview talking, did you ever get fired up listening to Nate, or did you get depressed?
No. Hey,
sound like he ain't never had no.
Not ever.
This man sound like
Hey,
he just came back from church.
I won't give a damn if you ain't playing the game no more. Even if you older, you still got that competitive nature in you. You still the same guy that was on the court. You might can't do what you did physically before, but when you hear a dude talk, just like when you hear Kirby Smart get one of them goddamn speeches, you ready to go out there and they got there. You ready to put a helmet on right then. Yep. But when you hear Nate talking, man, then you want to go sit in a funeral somewhere.
Hey yo,
you want to go to a fucking funeral and sit down.
Hey yo, shout out to Dominique. This your first time on the show, right, Dominique?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
All right, shout out my boy Dominique, first time fan up here on the panel.
Who we blaming now?
Yeah, so we're gonna hit up Matt and Matt left.
No,
all right,
no, Matt.
So we'll go,
all right, so
we'll go Matt.
Right,
okay, so we'll go Matt.
My God,
so we're gonna go Matt. Ticket.
Oh, y'all, hey, and Nate getting fired, that deserve a motherfucking shot. I'm taking a shot for Nate getting fired.
Oh,
Eddie.
Hold up. My boy Eddie over here. What's up, Eddie?
Yeah, Eddie up here.
What's happening? What happened?
Eddie over here.
That's what I just had, Eddie.
I'm over here kicking it with my partner tomorrow tonight, my nigga. We just chilling, man. Talking about no Nate, man.
Go ahead, Matt. I know Matt over here celebrating. I'm surprised Matt ain't got.
I haven't seen Matt smile. I haven't seen Matt smile this much.
Matt smiling like he got a girlfriend.
This is a beautiful day.
Damn.
Matt done fired somebody today, bro. He fired somebody today. That's why he excited.
This is a beautiful day.
He say Nate got fired and I fired somebody else today. Woo.
He might let somebody keep their job.
I know.
Matt, human resources, Matt.
You know what?
Human resources. He fired niggas, man.
Hey, you know what?
This your day, man. Talk your shit, bro.
Somebody had an interview. They were so bad. I was gonna take them off the list, but because of this Nate news, I might even move them to the next round. I'm just today is one of the days that you get on your knees and you thank God for it. Yeah. You know, this is one of those days that you just say, you know what? You have been listening to our prayers. You have been listening to the least of thee. You have granted our wishes. But
talk your shit, man.
I mean, I've been saying this since before Thanksgiving. Nate has been the problem, and Jordan, I'm very offended that you make my argument so myopic and so small and so centered around Nate, because he is the biggest problem. And like I've been saying before, it's hard to point out the other issues with the team when they play so badly because of his coaching or lack thereof. But what you're about to see coming up here real soon, starting Friday night, you're about to see a team that plays inspired basketball, that plays with passion, that plays with fire, that plays intelligently.
Who we play? Hold on, man. Who we play?
Hold on. Before
Cleveland?
You said this Friday.
Bet on it. Send me some of that $8 money.
Hey guys, let Matt finish so we can get the ticket and Dominique, and then we'll open up the poll panel.
Go ahead.
Remember, I didn't say we're going to win Friday, but I'm saying the way.
No.
I think we're going to win. I think we're going to win.
Don't do that. Do not do that, man.
Keep your confidence, man. Keep your confidence.
I think we're going to win Friday, but I'm just saying, like, the way you're not going to see no more in games when you got three dudes standing 2 feet away from each other, while the only people that's moving is on the other side of the damn court. And it's just two dudes. The guy that's
so sick of watching that shit.
And the guy that's going around the pick. I swear to God, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is professional basketball. I should be able to walk into a church league. I shouldn't be able to walk into a church league on a Sunday afternoon and see the same play that we run as professionals that get paid millions of dollars. Okay,
that's a church league.
Church league, three. All right. Y'all know Becky is very high on my list, but you know what? Quentin Snyder, I wouldn't be mad. Something that me, Quentin, Snyder,
was she on the list?
Andrew Fields, all three have in common. We're all three majors.
My bad.
What if we hire Mark Jackson? What if they hire Mark Jackson?
Oh God! Go get it. Go get it.
I don't think
That's what I say, John. That's what the fuck I say, John.
But Quentin Snyder.
Go ahead, Matt. My bad.
Something Quentin Snyder and Landry have in common. We all three got philosophy degrees, and I'm telling y'all,
what the hell that mean?
Degree, it has you look at the world more open.
Hey, Matt think the earth flat.
Stop that.
No, I'm saying, but Damon, with Nate, with Nate, he's very binary. It's pick and roll or nothing. That's
Matt,
it.
what's the word for the day, Matt?
He just gave it binary.
No, he gave another one earlier.
What's the word for the
day? Can't nobody
Matt?
play for no coach that ain't got no goddamn bass in his voice. Can't play for no coach.
That's the word for the day. That's the word of the day. Inspired.
Okay.
Inspired.
We shall see. So, Matt, are we gonna win Friday or no?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Who do we play?
Cleveland.
Matt said we was going 16-7 anyway, so
yeah. So
behind the power curve on that. Hey, go ahead, Ticket, and then we go to you, Dominique.
All right, good evening, fellas.
It's a great evening.
I just want to give my shout out to Nate McMillan, man. I appreciate everything he did.
Salute Nate McMillan.
While he was with us, man. You know, I just want to say rest in peace. You know, he was a great.
That ain't dead.
I didn't.
Huh?
We're gonna give Nate a tribute video.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna give him a tribute. I'm gonna give him a celebration. I'm gonna give him a celebration of life. But you know, as soon as he took the job, his career was dead on arrival.
Pretty much
because of your boy Trae Young, bro.
Man.
Hear me out. I had to get Eddie started. All right, so
you know I'm about to get the flip him off too, boy.
All right. So but go for real about Trae. I do appreciate, everything Nate did for us. He got us to a point. Now it's time for us to, go to a different level. I'm fine with that. Trae Young, this is going to be the defining point in his career, I believe. This is the part where he's either going to turn into, figuratively, he's either going to turn into Giannis or he's going to turn into Stephon Marbury.
Well, Giannis is out.
Both. What I mean by Giannis, there was a point where Giannis could only get so far, okay? And there was a lot of pressure on Giannis before he won that championship, obviously because he couldn't get through the wall in the playoffs. He had to get better.
You realize what they did? Yeah. You realize what they did for Giannis before he was able to get farther than what he did. They had to go get him a point guard that was like that, Jrue Holiday.
Right.
Some men, some size on the bench with the Lopez. Mm-hmm. Lopez and then you got my man from Chicago.
And you know
that's
what?
Right, but Nate Trae. We got some flaws on this roster.
But you know what?
Trae ain't fixed by itself.
You know what else Giannis did? He went and got better himself too.
Yeah, he got better. That's what I was alluding to.
Yeah, he got a
Giannis he got enough of one for it to be respected. Now Trae really has to hone in on whatever weaknesses he got. It ain't that many, but he got some. He got to hone in on that, and he got to be as perfect as possible because from tomorrow on, bruh, everybody on his ass, bruh. They on his ass. Now, he asked for it, and normally when his back against the wall like this, I think Mike always said he always play his best version of himself. Now, I will give him credit up until Nate getting fired the last few guys, really the last month and a half, he had been playing really under control basketball for the most part. So I gotta give him credit on that. But nah, boy, he gonna have to turn up because all the publicity he's gotten.
Can I ask a question? Right, let me ask y'all guys a question real quick, man.
Hold on, Eddie.
Hey, real quick.
Hold on, Eddie.
Shout out my guy Jamal, Coach J. Hey, y'all.
What's up, Jamal? What's up, Jamal?
What up, boy?
That's my guy, man. That's the founder of New Pat City, bro. If it weren't for Jamal, I wouldn't have met none of these cats up in here. Well, no, I met Eddie and Hulk. We both got kicked out at the same time. But,
damn, so did.
So
remember that shit? Me, you, and Scotty all got kicked out at the same time. Hoss
yeah. We're right to New Pat.
That's my guy Jamal, man. Yo, tap in, man. Y'all come to Facebook, New Pat City, man. I'm telling you, man, we be having a good time up in there, man.
Yeah, all y'all come up in there, man. That's the most lit group on Facebook when it comes to the Hawk shit, man.
Hey, don't take shit personal, man. Okay, don't take stuff personal. Go ahead, take my bad.
Oh, you good. That was warranted. So yeah, man, this is the defining point in Trae Young's career right now. Now, it ain't a lot of criticism he gonna get. I'm gonna tell you now, it ain't gonna be fair. But the timeline of the coaches and the number of coaches that's just how the narrative gonna be. So it's gonna be a matter of how he responds to it. You know, when you sign that $200 million contract, that's gonna be the type of stuff that comes with it. Prunty, I really hope the Hawks learned their lesson of what they did with Nate McMillan. You know, if we get hot and we go on the Cinderella run, so to speak, like the mom say, we still need to do our due diligence because we really, really, really got to get next season correct. It gotta be a home run, or we gonna be set back like 5 years.
So, Ticket, you writing off this season, right?
No,
you should.
No, I'm not gonna do that because I have seen.
Not gonna be able to do.
Because I have seen
this one off.
I'm not gonna. When you say write it off, what do you mean by that?
It means
no
tank,
playoffs, no play in, just go.
Tank.
So you saying okay? So you saying we not going to any postseason players? What you saying?
He's saying tank, bro. Tank it. That's what he's saying.
Okay, I disagree. The reason why
tanking is when you do that willingly. Crashing and burning is what when you don't have a choice.
I know he was
we
at
gonna
work.
crash it.
Hey, you at work?
I disagree. I mean, yeah, but it's fine. It's better than one here.
Yo, Phil.
I got one more.
Okay, Joe, let me say this real quick. Phil, I forgot you was here, dog. Hey, after Ticket, then you go, Phil. My bad, my G.
All right, so I got one more thing. As far as tanking, I feel like that's unrealistic because we've won too many games already for it to really come to for us to really like get a good pick in the draft. So we in that position to where if we do that, we gonna get the natural Atlanta Hawks pick. 8 to 14.
Yeah,
so yeah, I mean, all right, but yeah, rest in peace, Nate McMillan to his career buried by Trae Young. I'm just getting Trae Young ready for what's about to come to him tomorrow. Cause Skip Bayless gonna wear him a new ass tomorrow.
Skip Bayless he got to hit more than 2 points a game in his career if he can talk that shit to anybody playing pro.
Tell what? Hey, he to go to that debate shit though. He ain't got no
credibility though. The shit he been doing, he losing credibility though.
He to go to.
They ain't gonna take him off the air.
Well, that waivers, credibility waivers. You know?
Yeah, they're not gonna take it. They ain't gonna take him off the air because the one thing about him, he consistent. He consistent now.
That shit he pulled with Shannon about that damn Tom Brady shit. I never see him. I never respect him and nothing he got to say.
Oh yeah, he fucked up doing that. But if Shannon Shannon gotta stick up for himself though. If he choose to go back to that show even after that, it ain't much I can say after that.
See, that wasn't nothing more than
Shannon.
That wasn't nothing more than that.
Shannon didn't want y'all to let him get him out his character, man. Even though he says Shannon won't try to let him take him there. And then he tried to take it out on John Daddy.
He also said that stupid shit. He also said that stupid
Hey,
shit.
who's going after me though?
Phil.
All right, Phil, you got it.
Sorry for the echo.
I think he's on mute.
Who's after Phil?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he just left.
Go ahead,
No, I had to let my bad because I can only have 10 people on at a time, so I had jumped off.
Oh, I got you
to let him on. But Dominic, he there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
man. What's your thoughts, my guy? Then we go, my boy Coach Jay up in the building. Mr. New Pat City.
The GOAT. The GOAT.
Go ahead, Dominic. What's your thoughts on Nate McMillan getting canned?
Fired deservingly.
Well, surprisingly, honestly, because I saw your post about it, not about it happening, but something about why didn't Sting get fired, and then I get on the Twitter space about it. I didn't know it was real. Second time I checked ESPN. I'm like, oh, okay, so actually he got fired. But we gonna let it go. We're just gonna move on because we still got season play.
You think the team gonna respond to Joe Prunty?
They should. I mean, Matt and they're talking about how to play. They made the game winning 2 plays, so they should do something. So.
Thank you,
Matt.
I know that was sarcasm, but thank you.
I wasn't sarcastic. It was a little bit both. It was a little bit both, but nah, not really. I get what you're saying.
Talk about patting your back with your own hand.
Hey man, Nate trash.
All right.
Prunty actually gets his ass off the bench and coach the team whenever it's time for him to coach.
Backs.
Man, y'all
need a new face.
Players respond to that kind of shit.
He's running a nonprofit.
Hey man, y'all doing let me keep my mouth shut. What up, my guy, Coach J up in the building, Mr. New
they throwing.
What up,
the
man?
GOAT.
What's going on?
What's good, my guy?
Man, I can't call it, man. I had to get on here, man. See what we Hawks talk about, man. So
what's cracking over here, man? It's cracking over here.
Come up here. I've been doing it for a year, dog. I'm like, when this nigga finna come up?
Hey, I be in the lab, man. But yeah, y'all want me to talk on Nate?
Yeah, man. Talk about what you want, man.
Bro, it's time, man. It's time. I mean, honestly, the team has not responded to him in over a year. You know what I'm saying? We just been going through the motions as far as just. The team, we win 3 in a row, 5 in a row, whatever the case may be. And then it's just like, okay, we back to the same old habits. To me, that's an indication of coaching. Like, okay, we're not really, the guys are really out there playing their game and they're not really hearing whatever he got to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in the locker room, so I'm not hearing the behind the scenes stuff. But to me, like, I think what's his name touched on it, like he touched on like, bro, this is a turning point for Trae Young's career. As far as like, okay, this is 3 coaches, technically 4, because Prunty ain't gonna be here. They ain't about to do the same thing they did with Nate a couple years ago. I don't care if we go to the Eastern Conference Finals, like they should do their due diligence before hiring the next coach. So it's gonna be 4 coaches. On the 4th coach with Trae Young, so
I wouldn't count that as 4.
Nah, it is. The number is what it is, cuz. The number is what it is. The number is what it is.
But
you gotta live with it.
Listen. That's not but still though, people are gonna, when you look at it, they're gonna be like, oh, he on his 4th coach. They're not gonna look at, okay, well, this is just an interim basis type thing. So what I'm saying is that this is what I'm saying. Like whatever coach we hire next is gonna be like, they got to be all in. Like Trae Young's got to be bought in to whatever this dude is doing, because that's 4 coaches. All right, you want to say 3? It's 3 or 4. Like we can't be going through the same thing again. Like it's got to be on go from the jump.
Hey Jamal,
Trae Young been the only consistent thing in the franchise. How can we blame Trae Young when he's been the only consistent player, only consistent entity in the franchise? When it comes to the front office, when it comes to the bench.
Eddie, I told you.
You can't say that it's up to him. When he been consistent, you got to change the shit around him, not him.
Eddie, I told you, it ain't gonna be fair, Eddie. It ain't gonna be fair, but I'm just saying that's what it's gonna be.
I'm just saying, but when we here talking basketball, we can't sound like the neophytes. We got to sound like the people that actually know basketball.
Hey,
and I'm not going to
Jamal, you finished.
Hey, if everywhere you go you lose, how you gonna blame everybody else? You the common reason. Hey, Trae Young is the most killing coach.
DeAndre been here, Clint been here, Bogey been here. How about the rest of them?
But Trae been here. Trae been here, and we've been doing the same thing since Trae got here.
He ain't been here by
himself. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Nah, you can't let that slide.
Look at the players.
If your superstar can't win with 4 coaches, how you gonna say he ain't the problem? How you gonna say he ain't the problem? 4 coaches.
Look at his numbers. Tell me what his numbers is then.
Look at his winning percentage. Look at his winning percentage.
This ain't tennis.
Look at his winning percentage.
It's 5 on the court at one time. Hey. It's 5 on the court at one time. I ain't 1 play on the court at one time.
And Trae one of them. And Trae one of them.
And Trae is 27 to 10. What the
hell
is that?
Nate has been fired everywhere.
27 to 10.
Everywhere he's
been. And he got more losses than he got wins. And he got.
Bro, we can't hear all y'all, man.
Okay,
one at a time, man. Eddie and Rashad, y'all got some good points. What y'all? Let me unmute y'all. Hey, y'all, one at a time so we can hear y'all point. Y'all talking over each other, we can't hear y'all. And then and then hop in Jay, because I know if he was finished. All right, go ahead, y'all make y'all point.
Look, man, this is all I'm saying.
Hold on, one at a time.
Go ahead, Eddie. Go ahead.
Oh, this is what I'm saying. Okay, you got a franchise. You trying to figure out what's going on, what you need to get better at. Okay, look at the players and look at how you paying them. You paying Trae Young max contract. He giving you 27 and 10. You got John. He making $125 million over 5 years. That's $25 million a year. What is he giving you? 13 points and what? 6 rebounds? That ain't enough. Okay, you got DeAndre. How much you paying him? You giving him $90 million over 4 years. How much is he giving you? 14, 15 points a game, 5 rebounds. That's in the area, but he needs to step it up. Okay, what's Clint giving you? Clint, when he first got here, he was giving us 16, 17 points and 12 rebounds. Now it's down to 11 points and 12 rebounds. He needs to step it up. You can't just sit there just because you got a star and whenever you have an intelligent conversation about basketball, just call his name for everything. That ain't how that shit works. Even though that's how the public gonna do it because they neophytes to basketball. They don't know shit about the game. They don't know how to sit there and analyze the game and be able to say, this is what needs to change to make this team get better. No, you gotta look at who is consistent. Hold on. You gotta look at knowing who is consistent in your franchise. Okay, now you gotta build around them. Just like we were talking about
Giannis consistently lose.
Y'all been lying.
Let me get
one at a time.
Hold on. One at a time, man. Go ahead. Hey, go ahead, Rashad. Hey, real quick.
Look. Okay.
Rashad, real quick. Shout out my guy, Uncle Freeze up in the building. Shout out for that homeboy right there. Y'all know what time it is. That's a friend of the family, friend of the channel. Go over there, fuck with them. Nick's family over there, man. Cool folk over there. All right, talk to me, Rashad. What's your
so here's the first thing.
Okay.
Nate McMillan was 99 and 80. 99 and 80. 19 games over 500. Made the playoffs 2 years, one of which he didn't even coach with 30 games in the regular season or 40 games in the regular season. Then he makes the Eastern Conference Finals, makes the playoffs 2 years. So tell me, if he can't get 3 seasons out of a contract with this player, then what the hell is the standard? Because Trae has had more success. Trae wasn't no all-star before Nate. Oh no, he made 1 year. Trae wasn't all NBA before Nate. Trae damn sure ain't sniffed the playoffs before Nate. So now all of a sudden they have a little problem, and the franchise just says, "Well, we're gonna get rid of you." Look, man, at what point is there a standard to where you say, "Listen, this is part of basketball. This is part of team. This is part of growing. Sit your little ass down and do your job." Like, look, the next coach, how long you think he got? 2 years. The motherfucker's gonna keep losing. And then guess what? then everybody gonna be like, "Oh man, remember when Nate had us in the playoffs?" And then I'm gonna sit back here laughing at you motherfuckers because y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Trae Young is the problem. Carl, I want to start a petition to call Cuban right now and say, listen, we need some more. We need some more. Because that was some bullshit.
Hold on. Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead, Matt.
All right. So first of all, Rashard.
Yeah, mad at Trae. He's mad at Trae. He'll give a damn about
No,
basketball.
I'm mad at the Hawks. I'm mad at the Hawks.
Hold on. Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead, Matt.
Rashard, the team
and Trae part of it.
The team got better every year of Trae's career. It started off as a tank team when he got here, and it gradually got better every year. That's why the record improved every year.
That's bullshit, man. We tanked 3 years straight. Come on now.
He don't got a goddamn clue. They don't pay him no attention. He got a goddamn clue down there.
Each year the team got better. So to credit Nate for all the success we had that year, that was a talented roster he took over. That's the reason Lloyd Pierce got fired, because they felt the roster was too good to be where it was. So it's not like Nate took over a 15-win team and he rose us up to 40 wins, and we should be thankful that he coached us.
What was the record? What was our record when he took over?
I think we were 6 games under 500.
Yeah,
we were 6 games under 500. We went 27-10 when he took over.
Good for him, but he's gone now.
We were underperforming. I just told you that. We were underperforming. Nate took over, and to the point that Nate didn't really do anything. Anybody, Gerald, Damon, anybody, the lady at the grocery store, anybody could have stood in for Nate and coached that team during that run. We just got hot, and we played the right teams in the playoffs. But when he had to take over with his own staff and his own system, we've been sputtering the last 18 months because he doesn't know how to coach talent. And we have imploded, which we are where we are right now. And I think Joe Prunty is going to be successful only because he's a different voice than Nate. He may not be a great coach. I think he's, adequate to Nate, whatever, but he's a different voice from Nate. That's what the difference is going to be. Nate, they're uninspired. You can look at them. They don't come out with any type of intensity, any fire, nothing. They come out dead.
I think Nate co-wrote the Whisper song with the Yin Yang twins.
And so with Prunty, the difference is going to be we're going to come out at the very least. If we're not talented enough to win, then it's on talent, but it's not going to be on effort anymore, like it is.
So Matt, I got a quick question. Question. So are you? I get what you're saying about the Nate thing. You saying we got hot at the right time because just the fact that we had a different voice was all we needed. Is that what you're saying? So are you saying that? So are you saying right now, if Prunty gets the same or similar success, it's simply not because of Prunty's skill, it's because he was a different voice. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I just said that. I think.
Okay. All right.
X's and O's wise, it's going to be a little different. Obviously, it's going to be difficult.
The teams we played when we made that run didn't have none of their stars out there. It was in the COVID era. It had I think 12, 13 games in a row. But we played teams that none of them have their stars. None of them. They was
you talking about the? I was like, we played everybody.
Whenever Nate came in and took over
the team, I could have sworn B played for Philly.
No, he's talking about the regular season. Eddie, I don't.
I could have sworn Randall played for New York.
No, Rashad,
we beat Randall.
I'm talking
Rashad,
about.
He's not talking about in the playoffs. He's talking about the regular season.
No,
okay.
But Eddie, I don't.
I feel
Eddie, I don't.
We talking about.
Eddie, I don't give Eddie, I don't give injuries as a valid excuse or a crutch for other teams because we injury riddled damn near every year.
No, it wasn't no excuse. I'm just saying they had people up under the when people caught that COVID, they had to go do that quarantine shit for 14, 15 days. And that's
we was getting folks out of this.
Listen, I'm not using it as an excuse. I'm just telling you what the fact of that situation was.
Jared, go back and look and think about that run that we had. What was the most common theme that they said about the Hawks? They play
Trae Young.
hard. No, I'm saying during that run, that conference finals run, we play hard, right? We play together.
Inspired.
Right? That was most of it. We play defense. That was the themes that were coming out of that run. That's what I'm saying.
I think it was.
I got to get up out of here, man.
It's one different. Man, it's one main difference with that team and this team. That team had legit veteran leadership that was performing on the floor in key situations. Like when we couldn't get a bucket, because we was running pick and roll and shit too. When we couldn't get a bucket, it was a big luxury to be able to tell Gallo to get your ass on the block and stabilize our offense for a good 2-3 minutes straight.
Hey,
that bitch was there automatic every time he came in.
Hey, y'all. Hey, we got a new guy up here, man. New fan, first time on the panel. What's good, Big C?
C, what's up with you?
So.
Yo, what's happening?
What's up, man? Talk to me, dog. What's your thoughts on Nate McMillan getting the can?
Listen. I'm gonna say this. And talk slow about this. When talking about y'all forgot when Lloyd Pitts was fired, David Miller took over the interim head coach, and he took the Hawks all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right.
Trae Young was banged up during that series. Like
he got hurt in the Bucks series.
He got hurt in the Bucks series, but he came back Game 7. The Hawks lost, and the series was over. But you had to thank Nate McMillan for all he done to get the Hawks to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like
that bitch ain't dribbling down basketball.
Who, Nate? Nate McMillan?
You talking about Nate like he just motherfucking like he got them Phil Jackson, the goddamn and reincarnated, man. Come on, man. Yeah, Nate was out there cool, but the players the one put that shit down, man. Like, come on. Let's not act like Nate went as far as he ever went in his career behind us. That bitch ain't dribbling down basketball.
How can you sit there and say the players did that, but then when these niggas lose and you blame the coach? When I say the players out there looking like shit, tricking off the game. See, that's the same shit.
Listen, okay, just like last year, what we had a problem with. Bro. We got JJ, we got a motherfucker with the talent as JJ. He couldn't even get on the floor last year, even when we had all these bombs coming from the damn G League we was putting in ahead of him. Man, you know what I'm saying? But then when he did get in the game.
That man, JJ was more lost than Gorillas, bro. That nigga was lost last year. Because they wasn't giving him no goddamn run. He's supposed to be. You ain't putting him in the game.
What he was doing out there? He was lost as shit, man.
JJ was lost as hell, bro.
Yeah, he was.
You would be lost if they put you in the goddamn game.
And I was wondering why was everybody? Because see, Matt, you and Analyst were talking about, well, put JJ in. And I kept trying to see what about JJ that he displayed on the court had you guys with all this faith in him, because he looked like Bubba Rump out there. I mean,
under McMuffin.
Hey, John, he had Forrest Gump coaching him. What you expect him to look like?
No.
John. OJ, this is what it was, John. Okay, he didn't give him a run up here when he was with the team at the top. But every time he went down to College Park, what he do? He was putting up 35 and 15.
But he was playing against people from the OTE.
But it let you know he had something with him. It let you know he had something with him. You know what I'm saying?
Guess what, though, Eddie? But guess what? That boy Sharif Cooper was putting up crazy numbers in the G League. He came out here and stink.
Man, them folks were playing against folks from OTE, bro.
Let me say one quick thing. Let me say one quick thing here. I just want to tap in real quick.
Go ahead, Joe.
My one issue is with this whole Jalen Johnson expectation thing is this, guys. It's not. We all knew coming into this season that, you know, like, this is a guy that you can't rush in his development, man. It's not like he was drafted top 5. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to take time for these guys to come in and make an impact. Now, you're going to see.
Don't rush him, but damn, develop him. Don't rush him.
No, I see what you're saying. But it takes time to develop. Eddie, hold up. Yeah, I got you. It takes time. Let me finish here quick.
In the next hire.
Let me finish my thought here. My thing is, though, right? Ultimately, It is getting play time is part of development, right? But the bottom line is coming from a team that knows all about taking their time with players and maybe too much time in certain accords, right? You can't throw these guys out into the neck of the woods and have expectations. You can't do that. The bottom line is Jalen Johnson is going to have flashes and he's going to show potential in certain games. But we've also seen, and nobody can deny this, we've seen the other end of the spectrum where he's shown his immaturity and he's gotten blown by or defensively made a couple mistakes and offensively made a couple bad plays. The bottom line is these things aren't going to get cleaned up in one season. And it sure as hell isn't going to get cleaned up under the dysfunction that we've had this season, whether it be the coaching or the general manager or the players not playing.
You know what? That's not what Matt said.
Hey, I want to say this real quick.
Matt said we get rid of the coach, we gonna win a championship.
And that's not the reality. That's not what's gonna happen.
Well, I want to say this real quick.
I told y'all he think the earth flat.
By the way, Jordan, I think what you just gave us a lecture on, you should tell that to Nate. They put
let it go.
They put JJ out there expecting him to be a superstar, and then when he didn't show up or when he had flashes of games, he sat him on the bench and got mad at him. Then
well, no.
That's fact.
No. Now Nate might have done that. Okay, I don't know. But what I'm looking at, what we as the fans were looking at out of JJ and what he wasn't bringing, it was just like the Joker was running around there looking like 00 with his mouth open. It's
okay. So I mean, I want to say
but you understand, right? But John, you understand why that happened, though, right? Because I'm gonna tell y'all something, and this what the hell, this what made me look at these fans. And I'm gonna tell you what it was. Whenever Nate came out last year, he said we ain't at the point in developing no more. We ain't developing players no more. Now that's as bad as Trae saying that the regular season boring to me. But ain't nobody say shit about that.
Spent all the money.
Hold on, when you got a coach, if you ain't developing players, then why you drafting new players? If you ain't developing players, why you drafting?
You gotta have a draft every year, Eddie.
Bro, we just made the
if you gonna draft new players, let me finish my thought. Demar.
Don't sit here when we lost in that game 7. Can't nobody sit here and tell me when the season started, oh, we developing. No, everybody thought we finna come back and win 50 games again.
You don't never stop developing players as a fucking coach.
No, you gotta win the game.
Developing players.
Coaches don't
even your stars, even your starters, even your reserves, your six men. You always got to develop your players. You don't never stop doing that,
bro.
How the fuck you think you good enough to not develop players?
You know what? Both of y'all right.
Come on, man.
All right.
Let me tell you.
You don't never stop developing players. You don't even try to take them like that.
Win the game.
All right, but number one, you can't come out there and say no stuff like that. Then you got to win games while you developing players. Now, like Chauncey told y'all way back, you got to have some people come up here with some damn prerequisites that qualify to be in the league. And the thing is, these players coming up now like a JJ or whatever, they get out there, they don't even know the basics about how to set a screen. They don't know the basics about a pick and roll. They don't know nothing. So
you should know that too.
Whose job is it to teach them that? Whose job is it to teach them that?
No, Eddie, you shouldn't take you to the NBA till you get to the NBA to know how to do a pick and roll.
You supposed to know that.
Listen, what you did that worked on the college level ain't gonna work on the pro level. You got to relearn that shit. You got to relearn that shit.
Okay.
Yeah, what you did on the college level ain't gonna work on the pro level. The college game and pro game ain't the same.
It's not the same. You got to learn pro plays. The only thing you got to do when you get to the pros, if you have a good prerequisite coming in from college, is learn what the coach wants you to do.
And you already know. Which is stand in the corner for Nate. Listen, I want to say two things, right? Number one, I want to address this comment right here. Like Brandon Goodwood got the nerve.
No! Don't do that! Don't do that, Analyst. Because when that scrub ass dude came on the interview and talked shit about Nate McMillan, y'all ate that shit up.
Yeah.
Y'all ate that shit up. So I don't want to hear that shit. And that dude played for Nate years ago. That dude played for Nate years ago.
And everything he said held true. Everything he said held true.
I don't know. Hey, Brandon Goodwin got just as much credibility.
No, he don't. Gerald, you talking about
what did Brandon Goodwin say? What did Brandon Goodwin say?
You talking about?
He said they gonna keep blaming the coach.
And listen, Brandon Goodwin.
Gerald, you talking about a multi-year veteran versus a dude who's in the league.
I don't care. He played under Nate.
Listen,
I don't care. He played under Nate. I ain't even know of him until he can be a vet. His ass ain't played.
Hey, go ahead, Analyst. Go ahead.
First of all, when Brandon Goodwin stopped popping on my phone, telling me he go on live streaming Warzone on Twitch, that he could come back and talk about somebody coach. Okay. Number 2, Jalen Johnson. To go to Jalen Johnson real quick, right? Jalen Johnson. If you look at his skill set is a way more athletic, skilled Draymond Green type player, point forward, floor general type guy, super explosive, athletic. What would I'm just curious. I want all y'all to answer. What would happen if you stuck Draymond Green in a corner his whole career and said, stand there, and when you get it, shoot the ball?
I'll answer that. Analyst.
He would never get better.
But analyst, how many times JJ has the skill? He might be the only person outside of Trae and Dejounte on the team that has the skill of rebounding the ball. He can actually dribble. It's up to him to dribble the ball and push the pace if he wants his skill set to be put on in the spotlight. But if I'm on the team and I got the same skill set as JJ, and I know, boy, if I pass this bitch, the Trae or Dejounte, I probably ain't gonna get this bitch back. But so a few times, hold on. But a few times, but JJ got the freedom to actually push the pace when he come in with the second unit. What y'all talking about? He ain't got the freedom to do that.
Aaron Holiday and Bogey Ball and pounded the ball to the court like they wanted.
Bogey can't even damn dribble. I know he ain't. Bro, he got more freedom than Bogey to push the ball down the damn court. Now, if you pass half court and you pass the shit to Bogey, then yeah, you damn sure ain't getting the ball back.
Gerald,
you might
Gerald, I seen him play last week where JJ brought the ball.
Nate did not tell that man to give up the damn ball, bro. He did not tell him to pass the damn ball. No, he didn't. If he got the ball.
Hey, Matt and Analyst, listen. So what I should be expecting with Joe Prunty is
my man Joe.
Huh?
My man
22-1.
So we should see. So how many games this dude got so I can judge this guy? 10 games? Because I know y'all gonna be like, oh, he got to put his.
Fuck that. Judge him Friday. Because Matt said as soon as we get the new coach.
No,
judge him Friday.
Just judge him off the body language of the players. Then look at the body language of the players and see if we look like we energized off the move.
I said 16-7. I'm gonna stand by that. 16-7.
Y'all not finna do this. I said when we hire our next head coach.
Oh, so you don't have faith in Joe Prunty, huh? You don't have faith in him, huh?
That's not what I said.
You already tried to make an excuse. You don't have no faith in him.
No, it's not an excuse. When we hire our next head coach.
Ain't nobody finna give you nothing to got there for you to throw in their face, Demar. That's what you trying to get a motherfucker to come.
Bro, they been throwing that shit. They've been throwing that shit in our face the whole year.
I already know. That's why he's not again. I know he won't.
I will say, I think Friday night, Damon and Gerald, Friday night, we're going to play a lot faster. We're going to play more modern NBA. I know Mike is in the comment section.
Yeah,
we're going to play more modern NBA, meaning we're going to shoot more threes. Our possessions are going to be in the hundreds.
We can't make them.
We can't.
But Damon, if you take a limited amount of attempts overall with a limited amount of threes, and your bad shooters are shooting them, of course your offensive numbers are going to suck.
Hey, the Joe Prunty got a plan for Onyeka Okongwu rebounding on the defensive side of the ball?
Hey, he might.
Not
Nate
against
had
Teddy
no,
Cleveland.
Nate
I
had
tell you
no
what.
plan for
He
nobody.
gonna bring him a couple
I got a
bricks to the
question
goddamn to the.
And
He gonna bring him a couple bricks.
Hey,
to
hey,
him, put him in the back pocket.
Nate had a plan for Trae and damn Clint.
Bruh.
He had a plan for that.
But listen,
I'm so happy.
but remember when I told y'all earlier? Remember when I brought up earlier that we got a fatal flaw on this team? That's exactly what the fuck I was talking about. We got fucking 6'8" centers, and they ain't but 230, 240 pounds going up against these big 6'11", 7-foot motherfucker that's 275 and 280. You can't win in the league like that. And see, that
Andy,
ain't,
I got
that ain't
Andy, let me ask
something
you
that
this.
Trae. Hold on.
All right.
That ain't something that Trae can do something about. That Clint really too small to be center like the whole game. He need to really be a bench player. We got a fatal flaw. That's why we got beat up. We got by New York. He can't do shit about it because them boys too small. John, that's why he tried to take them damn pills and try to get size on him before the league caught up to his ass and got that motherfucker suspension. He need to go to Waffle House every fucking day, eat raisin bread, eat some goddamn scallop covered a chunk.
Eddie, you had a 6'9", you had a 6'9", 220 dude who Nate sat on the bench the whole damn game.
Hey, Eddie, is a Yeka Kongwu a center? Eddie,
No.
Is a Yeka
Fuck
Kongwu a center?
no, hell no. He a power forward. We got Bruno. We need to play Bruno. Bruno look a lot better than he did when he first was here. We need to give him some run because he look a whole lot better, man. You know what I'm saying? But Yeka Kongwu, even though he plays tough and he get everything out of his body that he can get, he is a fucking power forward. You need to put a center beside him. Now, if you put a center beside him, they can bang with him, but they will dominate some shit on that goddamn on the defensive glass. If you put another center with some size, they can bang. But we play these other side motherfuckers.
You put a Kongwu at the whole world.
Gerald, you do know Akonwu and Robert Williams are the same height.
And Congo fans out here, ain't they?
But that somebody lying. Somebody lying.
Somebody on
No.
But hell, Okonkwo ain't got goddamn Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown around it. You know what I'm saying?
They can't do the same thing.
Defensive force.
They being covered over.
And Robert Williams is the 4 on that team. Al Horford is the 5.
Al Horford the 5.
Al Horford is the 5. Robert Williams playing power forward. He playing in his right position. Yes, he is. He just playing with the outside. Al Horford the center. He's 6'10", 270. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so whenever you got a Kongwu that's 6'8", 235, 240, and you put him in the post. Now just because of the fact he play Giannis pretty good when he play him, you can't play him all year center. It's just not gonna happen because Giannis is, because of the way he moved and what's called got good lateral movement, that's gonna allow him to guard him better. But certain motherfuckers is gonna pound you and like Embiid gonna make him look small. They gonna make him look small the whole motherfucking game. Beat his ass to death. Jokic, all these guys.
I've been telling y'all that all year. I've been telling y'all that all year that we are too doggone small to be playing in the Eastern Conference and not being able to shoot like the Western Conference.
Let's
and that's the fatal flaw.
Let's see what our new coach think. I don't think that's the biggest problem.
But
what you think the biggest problem is?
They're gonna they're going to have to shoot their way out of it. Now, the team has not demonstrated that they can do that on a nightly basis, so we're liable to be right back here tomorrow night or whenever it is that they play, talking about the same thing, because, see, we're going to have to shoot our way into the playoffs or shoot our way out of the playoffs. That's the bottom line.
But John, one of the biggest problems that I had with Nate was schematically, offensively, he's awful. So a lot of the shots we were taking were bad shots. A lot of the shots we were taking were bad. Count how many open attempts we get per game. It's very little. Count how many passes per attempt we get. Bottom of the league. Assists per game. Bottom of the league.
We missed those.
But John, I'm saying the open attempts are very small, very minuscule on our team. They're very, very small.
You got to get the ball movement back up. That one pass and shoot. That's gonna kill us. We got to get that ball movement going. That shit you should have at least 3 passes before anybody shoots the ball on offense.
Well,
you should have everybody hands the ball.
Because you know what?
But Eddie, these players, number one, we only got
hit that shot. We can't shoot. That's the bottom line. And see,
Eddie, we
ain't shooting in rhythm. We ain't shooting in rhythm. We just coming down, taking one pass, and the motherfucker shoot the ball.
So shooting a half with bogey.
Yeah, they ain't shooting in rhythm. We can shoot.
But man, if they not open, why they shooting it?
It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's
because
bad.
we get behind and start playing hero ball.
I'm gonna give you a prime example. Dejounte Murray rarely ever takes a wide open shot.
Exactly.
But it's his game. But it's his game to get to that spot in the mid range.
Right.
Like, and then you also gotta have players. Like, I agree with what Eddie's saying, but you gotta have the personnel that's willing to run an extra 3 miles a game to actually, move without the ball. And then we gotta have guys that can set screens. Like, we ain't got Clint probably, but other than Clint, we ain't got nobody that can set.
Are you telling me Onyeka and JJ can't set screens?
No, I said effective screens. Like, a lot of the players on our team, they do like the little brush screen shit. Like, they just do the shit just to say they did it so they can go catch the lob.
Now, I'll give you John Collins, but the rest of the dudes, I think they can set proper screens.
No,
because when the game is on the line, we do it. When the game is on the line, we set proper screens all of a sudden.
How do we do that when the game's on the line if we lead the league in 4-quarter blown leads?
I'm sorry. When our new coach Joe has drawn up the plays, our screens work all of a sudden.
Yeah, I know you got the wishes and the hopes for a very Merry Christmas. However, that remains to be seen.
No, I'm saying
you can't go
based on the game. I was saying based on the games Joe Prunty has drawn up the game-winning plays. All of a sudden, we can set good screens.
And the game winning play with AJ Griffin, there wasn't a screen. There wasn't a screen for AJ Griffin on either one of them plays. What we won.
One play, Matt. That's just one.
You know what need to happen when it comes.
One play. You got.
So he don't call nothing else throughout the game.
On a game-by-game, play-by-play basis. Now, you might have the best faith in this man or whatever. Me too. But I got to go on what it is.
The player's still flawed, man.
No, I'm not saying that.
But I'm gonna tell y'all what need to happen come Friday, so we can know that we got a motherfucker that's coaching. That's he at the place where he need to be. Because listen, if we come out there and do some shit that none of us see happening, because he done thought this shit out. Okay, I got this player. He good at this. He good at that. Instead of doing what they expect us to do, we gonna do something totally different. And when we look at that shit, we like, oh shit, I ain't expect them to do that. I ain't expect them to come out and do this kind of game plan. We need our minds blown by the differences that the coach brings to let us know that this motherfucker is his pay grade up here. So he need to be thinking up here. We shouldn't even be able to get them know what the fuck they gonna come out and do. But he need to get some kind of game plan put together.
Friday or the new coach?
Hey, Eddie, I agree with you.
All of them motherfuckers.
Eddie, I agree with you, but that seemed like a totally different standard than what we held Nate to. We'll just be happy if he showed up to the arena.
No, they had the same
knew he was on the way out, though.
We didn't fucking do it. Nate was the Mark Rick. Nate was the Mark Rick of Atlanta basketball.
No, Eddie. I ain't gonna say that.
He had the talent, but he couldn't do shit with it.
No,
he had the talent, but he couldn't do shit with it. He was the Mark Rick without the counselor. He was the Mark Rick without the counselor.
He ain't never have the talent to get to a championship now.
No, not a finals, Gerald. Not a finals. But
like Mark Rick had national championship talent. Like, that's a different level.
Shit, Nate had it too.
No, he didn't.
He had it too.
Oh man, nah.
Gerald, he had playoff talent. He didn't have 29 and 30 talent.
No, I agree with that, man. I'm saying but when Eddie said Mark Rick, that's too big of a stretch. Mark Rick had national championship talent.
They both had good talent. But what I'm saying is right here, if Nate came out with some ideas that was intuitive, and that was something that was like next level that he had sat down and thought about and just analyzed his team and just look at it. Listen, when you look at all your players and you put them all in position to succeed, you're going to get the best out of them because they're going to feel comfortable in their role.
But our roster don't compliment that. But our roster doesn't compliment each other.
Nate wanted you to adjust to his scheme, not him adjusting to you. That was the problem.
I give you that, Eddie. I give you that. But we don't have the way our roster constructed. It's not constructed complementary to the next player. Like we got a whole bunch of one thing and nothing of another.
I don't know about that. But Eddie, that sounds
Whatever
like
you got to goddamn adjust.
What you said? Would you just describe Eddie to Nate? That sounds like physics. I mean, he don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. That's the problem, and that's why his ass. That's why his ass ain't making through the goddamn. That's why his ass ain't making through the goddamn break.
Full of shit, man.
Hey,
and y'all know. Y'all remember when Lord Pierce got fired? He was on the break too. He just had that child. They said, "Listen, Lord, you just gonna stay at the hospital. Just go ahead. You stay on at the hospital. We good over here. We don't need you to come back."
I want to know.
And you did LP. They did Lord the same way.
Hey, that man got fired with Similac in the mouth.
Hey, y'all.
That man got fired on the day off. He got fired on the day off.
What's up, Mike?
Mike's sad. Look at Mike. Mike's sad.
What's up, Mike?
Mike ain't never came in here capable for Nate.
Mike's sad.
I'm just listening to all y'all yelling, man.
Mike Charles Schwab Smith.
Matt, boy, I ain't nowhere near sad, man. You like throwing narratives on folks, man. You act like I wanted Nate. I always said Nate need to get an extension or something like that. You ain't never hear nothing like that out my mouth. I just always said I ain't necessarily believe that Nate was numero uno as far as list of issues and problems with the Hawks. That's simple. That's it. That's it, bro.
Well, clarify what you thought then.
Y'all complaints about Nate is not what got him fired. Okay, that's not what got him fired. Rotations being wrong, lack of offensive imagination. That's not what got him fired. What got him fired is the fact that $1 million professional players with jobs just uninspired to play basketball. There's no reason for some of the things that we've seen on this court this season, man. It's just simple as that. They supposed to have some type of proof.
If your coach whisper at you, you're gonna be inspired. If your coach whisper at you when he talk to you, you're gonna be inspired. I said, if your coach whisper at you when he talk to you, you're gonna be inspired.
I'm inspired with or without a coach when I'm playing basketball and when I'm playing sports, because I am a competitive person. So therefore, when I step in between the lines, I want to win, no matter what somebody else is saying. So for me, what I'm gonna be paying attention to, and I'm gonna just keep watching. You know what I'm saying? We're coaching here. I know DeMar alluded to, and I've been saying it before we even got to this point. Is that like, I mean, I hope these boys keep playing basketball for whoever else is in here, because right now I'm seeing a total team character flaw to just have pride in what it is that you do. Like folks got to show up to work and put their effort in for $50,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? And they don't even do this 365 days. So is it really hard for us to ask for that? Because even with Nate as the coach, we shouldn't be what we are. We shouldn't be. Now, we ain't winning no championship with Nate. So therefore, yeah, we need another coach. Like I always acknowledge that. Nate ain't no championship coach. But again, like these boys shouldn't be where they are, man. Even with Nate. Like, it was too many nights and too many times of just lapses and lack of effort. Those last two games, even so, that's just super lack of effort. And then, I move on from that, though. The next thing is, hey, I try pointing fingers at front office. Man, come on, bro. Y'all could have fired Nate a long time ago, man. If everybody's saying he checked out, Nate, obviously, rumor, whatever it's supposed to be, he verbally checked out to the office. And they was like, whatever they said. And kept the man alone to just cause further damage to the team, to the whatever, to your organization, your bottom pocket. So it fall back on them. It's like, bro, y'all could, like, that could be a difference of a certain seating too. For the fans who feel like the roster is perfect, that can be the difference in a certain seating that you didn't just fire that man back in December or whatever. Like, that's 2 months. Here it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, yeah, Thanksgiving or whatever. I mean, yeah, Lloyd got fired a little earlier. Shoot, yeah, fire him earlier, bro. Like, the writing was on the wall for everyone. Like, everybody saw this. Everybody saw it. I mean, I was already booked that, he's not going to be here next season. It was just a matter if he was going to make it through the season or not. I thought, I mean, if he came back through the break, we would have knew what's up, though. But, this time was like pretty much like the last, I guess, moment in the window to do it, and they finally just said forget the way things might look, because DeMond had said that. Remember, Mon? And I responded to you. You're like, they worried about whatever they look. I was like, hell, we look bad anyway. you might as well go ahead and fire Nate because you look stupid anyway. You traded what 3 first-round picks to get DJ, and you hearing you underperforming. So you spent too much trying to save face. You should have just went ahead and did that, bro. Could have went ahead and did it, man. So we could have kept the move. That's all. And I heard y'all talking about JJ. JJ, I've been seeing his progress. Now y'all remember early on, I was saying, yeah, nah, he, The main thing with JJ is that yes, he always got it when he get on the court. No matter the time, he got to just do him. And I feel like I saw him adjust and start doing that as the season progressed, where you start seeing him do stuff more and more. Because I remember saying myself that, like, bro, JJ, you get that ball, like, you got to have it within you. Forget everything else. Have it within you. No, Trae, forget you. I can do this. Or no, DJ, forget you. Definitely Aaron Holiday. Aaron Holiday, don't come over here trying to get the ball, nigga. I'm about to make a play. You know what I'm saying? Like, move out the way. But I feel like I've been seeing him do that a little bit more. He get the rebound and he'll push it. You see the flashes more than you were at the beginning of the season when he was kind of like,
he would have been on goddamn Nate D.N. Peters for 10 games straight.
He said, man, Nate ain't
He
gonna
did do that.
Man, but but Nate not.
Nate would have put his ass on the D.N. Peters for 10 games straight.
Bro, no coach gonna completely just bury you if you making an impact, whether it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. That's why AJ earned minutes, because AJ wasn't playing to begin with, but when AJ was getting out there, no matter the amount of time he got, AJ made an impact. He was shown. It's just early on that wasn't necessarily the case. Now, all the other stuff, like I said, Nate ain't the greatest coach, X goes, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna debate it. I just like to talk about, player accountabilities and what they can do and what I see, you know what I'm saying, what they look at times and everything like that. Because like I said again, bro, like if we all got together and we went to go, ooh, we ain't got no coaches, it's just gonna be just pride, bro. It's just gonna be pride within yourself to just not let somebody not beat you off the dribble consistently or to just want to win. Like, bro, like you trying to win by 30.
Defense is trying to stop us.
You said, Matt, no. Their level is their level. So it's equated to their level. Our level is our level. It's still the same thing, bro. I don't want to hear that. They're NBA offensive players, so they can go against NBA defensive players, okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm a non-NBA player, so I can go against non-NBA defense players. It's still the same level, bro. It don't change. Pride is pride. Do you want to lose by 30? Do you want to lose by 20? I know it's no like what you call it, it's no moral victory, but at the same time, bro, like no, I'm gonna go down with a fight, dog. You ain't finna just like I'm not just out here like no, nigga. Like I'm gonna be mad at somebody. That's just me. That's what I'm saying. It's like we gotta have those tight guys too, no matter the coach still with us. Though. Like they gotta think like that, man, and like really, like just take it serious. That's all, bro. Like y'all gotta show me some real want to and pride. Like you really think? All right, I know everybody not Kobe, but that's Trae. That Kobe is like Trae's mentor. Like I always said, like man, it sucks that Kobe gone. Like that hurt us as Hawks fans, or whatever. Because like he probably one person. I'm like, if he can coach, he need to come coach the Hawks or whatever. But yeah, bro, like Kobe probably touched her. Like, bro, it ain't no moment, bro, that I'm not trying to win, or I'm just like sitting like I'm gonna do everything, any and everything to the point where like if I can't do it myself, I'm about to cuss all y'all out on the pitch.
So basically, Trae getting 27 to 10 without even trying.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, bro, I credit Matt I credit Trae all the time. I believe if Trae plays like Trae, yes, he can stumble into that. That's why I'm always kind of like on Trae, because Trae is the one who can get us to that championship level. It's just all he got to do is just continue to mature and get to that consistent point and everything like that as far as his efficiency and also controlling the game. Because I slick believe Trae can average 15 assists a game. I think he can. I think he really can. And that's still averaging those points. But still, though, the amount of they can just make it the normal shots they do, bro. He still do it. Like, look at the last freaking games, bro. He was putting up 12, 13. Like, he was doing it no problem still with them being bums. Like, Trae, like, he really
not
good,
consistent.
Bro.
He could do it if they was consistent. They're not consistent with the shots. They're not consistent with their percentages of shooting. You know what I'm saying? But the only person whose percentage that we care about the majority is Trae.
I'm just saying that.
The only person that
how
about,
good he is.
when you look at everybody else's numbers, that's what the problem lies.
No. I'm not knocking him, bro. I'm not knocking him. I'm saying how good he is. He can get them enough opportunities to where they're bound to hit stuff. Okay, if he's averaging 15 assists, bro, that's what I'm saying. He really slick should have had 22 or something like that. If I'm watching the game, but I think that he still can have like around 15. I really think so, bro. Like watching Trae play and stuff like that, he really could. It's just a matter of like him.
What's your question, Gerald?
More try and pass.
Let me
I kind of believe. I'm gonna be honest. I believe the more whatever he gets it in his mind to be more of a facilitator and less of a shooter and a scorer, then the team would be better if we could get the team around him to shoot more consistent. And that's the only way that shit gonna work. For him to you know what I'm saying, not be as much of a scorer and the focus on getting everybody else involved. If he doing that and they ain't shooting the ball and they ain't hitting the shots, then that's when he gonna revert back to being the Trae that we already knew and start taking them kind of shots. That's why you can't really because at the end of the day, he the only motherfucker getting paid $210 million. The pressure on him to make sure the team win. So if he going out here trying to facilitate the shots, getting them all involved, passing the ball around, and letting everybody touch the ball, and these motherfuckers are hitting shots. Then he start back taking these shots. You can't say shit to him because the pressure is on him to make sure the team win. He the only one getting $210 million.
And see, that's the reason why I was putting my foot in Herter's behind. Because Herter was here as long as Trae Young was here, and he didn't
inconsistent as fuck.
And he couldn't shoot drugs with a fat needle and a skinny vein in it. I mean, him and that dog, him and Bogey too. Now you remember y'all were talking about wait till Bogey get back. Bogey get back. He looked good for about 4 or 5 games.
Bogey had one hot game every 2 weeks.
And yeah, then he went right back into that same slump. Trae needs a steady, consistent, reliable running partner, just like Steph Curry got out there.
So Murray can't be that running partner?
John, I thought that's why we traded 3 first-round picks.
Yeah.
What you talking about?
Okay, now, no.
Shit, we just seen Dejounte hit 9 points in the game, 7 points in the game, 12, 13. Look,
don't forget the 6.
20 points.
Don't
in
forget
the last 6 games, Dejounte hit 20 points 2 times in the last 6 games. Come on, man. What Trae supposed to do about that? Trae can't do something about everything. That's why I be telling y'all about just pointing at Trae. No, you gotta look at the whole fucking scope of the team and see where the inconsistency lies at. When you're paying this man, when you got 3 first-round picks wrapped up in Dejounte, you can't do that, my nigga. You can't come out here and don't hit 20 points in 6 games. We rely on you for them points.
Maybe
we need you to score that.
Maybe they should have got somebody else.
Also, you still
like
got
Shea.
to look. Oh, excuse me, Matt. Go ahead, Matt.
No. I was just saying we need Shea, but yeah, Eddie, you're right. That's 6 points that he had the other night.
Well, they but Matt, that's who Trae Young wanted, bro.
No, but y'all are.
That's who he wanted. He told them go get him Dejounte Murray.
But I'm not saying.
What that don't mean he got nigga make him do something.
Yes or no? He told him go get him.
So now that's Trae fault. That's Trae fault. That's Trae fault now.
Listen. Y'all know what
he did want him,
Listen. Y'all sitting here dogging Dejounte Murray, and all I'm telling y'all is
because we got him. It's his job. He his own goddamn man. Fuck who Trae said he wanted. He his own goddamn man though. He a grown ass man. You got right here and earn your check.
Trae Young wanted that guy.
Is Trae name on his check? Is Trae name on his check?
And y'all complaining about him,
man. That's the Dejounte fault.
Man.
It ain't got nothing to do with Trae.
Dejounte wanted him.
Come on, man.
I got one thing. We need the front office a lot more accountable if Nate asked to quit multiple times this season. And they didn't let him. Matt, they did exactly what Nate tried to do exactly what you said he should do. Yep. And the front office wouldn't let him.
You owe him.
So what we got to say about that?
Analyst said
Matt said
without Matt that said that they wanted to quit for staying and taking all the money.
Yeah.
He tried to quit.
Yeah. He tried to quit multiple times, Matt. So I need you to get on the front office.
Well, what I'll say about the front office is that maybe they're inexperienced, so maybe they want him to stay, and then over the court. They looked at the Knicks game because Landry even said in his statement that played a role. The Knicks game played a role, a significant role in him being fired. So the reason he was fired today.
Okay.
The reason he was fired today, I don't know about over the weekend, but I know today was because today was the first day the team got back to Atlanta. It was today when everybody got back from that vacation or whatever, the couple days away from the facility. Today was the first day everybody got back. That's why he got fired.
He came back off vacation with no bass in his voice. Came back off vacation.
That's why he got fired. That's why he got fired
with no bass in your voice. Bitch, leave. Get out my gym.
They did it in person, but I'm saying, but I don't know. But Gerald, the only thing I can point to is their naivete. I don't know. They were naive and not firing him earlier. I said they should have fired him in November.
Hey, Matt,
or let him resign in November, whatever.
Matt. If you fire, hold on, John. So come to think of it now, maybe if Nate said, I want to quit. Let's say 20 games to the season, and then the front office. Because if you get fired, you still get paid, right?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. It depends on your contract. But
okay. So the front office probably told Nate, "Hey, if you stick with us to the All-Star break, we'll fire you, and then you'll still have some money."
I don't know
because that's the only thing I can think of.
No, Gerald, because you can resign most corporate jobs. If your business is ran like a corporation, you can I can resign tomorrow and I'm still gonna get paid for the whole rest of the year. And most jobs are set up like a corporation.
It depends on.
I don't think coaches can resign to get a.
Depend on the contract.
If you quit yourself,
corporation is structured.
Okay. So we don't know.
Yeah, I don't. If the Hawks are set up like a corporation, then he could, like I say, he can resign and still go like Travis. Travis resigned. He still got that $40 million check. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know why they decided to fire him and just not let him quit. They could, you know what I'm saying? Months ago.
Tried to quit. What you talking about?
Like I said, the only thing I could think of is they didn't want a major PR hit. The general manager quit and the coach got fired.
That's all it was.
That's unavoidable. That's unavoidable.
You can't avoid that.
But I'm saying it's really bad around the league because, like I said, Travis was the highest paid general manager that hadn't won a championship in the league. He was at like $7.5 million. Like he was really highly paid for a dude that hadn't won a championship. So I'm saying, he got respect around the league. So you fire him,
and we let him go.
Whatever. Then you get
so you don't think all this noise ain't gonna start back up now that Nate gone?
Oh yeah.
It might. But it would have been worse over the summer because you got time for it to pass over, to wash over. But if you would have done it in the summer, then
right now,
it's fresh on everybody's mind.
Well, at least if you do it right now, it's a storm right now, but at least winning cures everything.
Exactly.
So you can still beat the narrative, but only by winning though.
And
at
least according to reports, that Quentin Snyder, they flying him in tomorrow, right? But they said he want $10 million a year. Demond, you think everybody up here? Do y'all think you pay him?
But I don't think that number one, Quinn Snyder is. I don't feel like he's that much better than Nate to where he'll get us to a championship. I've always been of y'all know I'm a Nate guy, and I was never opposed to firing Nate as long as you hired a guy that could get us a championship. Quinn Snyder. He's a mid. I ain't gonna say he's a mid-level coach, but he's a mid playoff round coach. At best, he's never been to a conference finals.
Quinn Snyder, who'd he coach? Who was he head coach?
He had Donovan Mitchell and he had Gobert.
Exactly. So he had, let's see, what's Donovan Mitchell? A top 3 guard in the league. He had a 3-time defensive player of the year in Gobert. And he couldn't get nothing done with that unit. Nothing.
He couldn't get to the conference finals, Matt. Yeah. So that's my thing with him. Even with Nate and all his flaws.
So why do people look at him as an upgrade? Why do people look at him as an upgrade over Nate?
Because he was a great regular season coach. When he was in the regular season, he did good. Just under the pressure of the playoffs, he struggled. In the regular season, he consistently had winning records.
Right, exactly. The multiple 50-win seasons, the multiple top
Nate
3
had 51
offensive
seasons.
rating.
But
He
that's
hasn't had
not
no 50-win seasons. Never.
Close.
not in Atlanta. But that's not a But Matt, whatever you did in the regular season, that's not good enough for what we looking for. We looking for something that's gonna get us to a championship. Now, can he take us like year by year? Can he take us to the second round of the playoffs with this roster? Yeah, probably. But I mean, we had multiple coaches in the last regime when we had Joe Johnson, Josh Smith, and we was always a second round team. So that's not something that we looking for. We're looking for something more than that. So I don't know if he moves the needle to the point of, oh shit, we can win the championship. You know,
now
Kenny Atkinson, I like him, but I mean it's the same thing with him. We got to bring somebody in that got a championship pedigree as a head coach.
Bro, I think
now,
if the Hawks want to really make some noise, bro, we need to go big with this signing, bro.
Man,
yes.
Now,
Snyder, the hottest name on the market.
Demond, hold on. Let me tell you.
Gotta go
Let
big,
me tell
bro.
y'all something. Now, Nate McMillan, no matter what it is that we think about Nate McMillan and his coaching prowess and the person that he is, Nate McMillan is a respected name around the league.
True.
That's true. That's true.
Now, the problem is all of your high dollar prospective coaches, they are going to talk to Nate McMillan and find out what's going on here before they even come to the interview and talk with these people. Okay.
Possibly.
Now, thing is, that might not be pretty. It may not be pretty. So, like Demond said, and I hate to be agreeing with him because his beard will just grow another inch if I keep agreeing with him like that. But at any rate, thing is that you may end up with Joe Prunty.
No,
hold up. Let me quickly respond, and then I have one thing to say. I've been waiting for a while here. Number one to that, it might not matter whether they go to Nate McMillan or not, right? And I'm saying this respectfully, right? Damon, I mean, he refers to this all the time, and he's right, guys. The bottom line is anybody with half a brain looking at this Atlanta Hawks situation can know what the issue is, and that's that you're going to come here and you're going to be a yes man. Okay, that's just the bottom line. You're not going to come here and have control of this basketball team. That's what the number one issue is with this job. And you don't have to talk to Nate McMillan. You don't got to talk to other executives around the league. If you just look at what just happened and transpired here in Atlanta, you know what happened. Okay, that's number one. But here's my point I've been wanting to convey into. And Matt, I just want a quick one-word answer really quickly. And then I have a follow-up question depending on what your answer is. Okay? Here's my question. Are they making the playoffs this season, Matt?
No.
Yes.
Okay, so if they don't, whose fault is it?
Well, I have to see how they play. I mean, obviously, it's some of the players. I've never said they have a perfect roster. They need to make some tweaks, mostly to the bench. But I'm saying they're going to play a lot better. You're going to be able to properly decipher or properly take apart the team and say, we need this, we need that, we need that.
Sure.
Now,
my question is, with this going on, Matt, right? I'm being very cordial here. With this going on and the way that this transpires, right? The last person you can blame is the coach who's just interim because he's coming into a weird situation, right? Mm-hmm. The bottom line is here: if these players want to make a run, the players got to play, and they got to play well. Mm-hmm. My point is this. And you can tell me if you disagree, Matt. I've always been one to not necessarily try to sway you, been one to try to convince you. That's what I do. Mm-hmm. My point is this. If they don't make the playoffs, it's because the players didn't play well enough on this 23-game stretch. 23 games is a lot to put yourself over the top here and to get yourself, especially considering where the Hawks are. It's not like they're far out of that 6th seed where you get a guaranteed spot, let alone the play-in, and you can find your way in. If the team doesn't make it in my opinion, the players didn't play well enough. And I can't blame anybody else. Yeah, I mean, the front office, we could talk about that in the offseason, how this team wasn't constructed properly, fine. But it is what it is, and we've seen this team relatively close to this team make it somewhere when they had an interim change, when the time came and they did what they needed to do. My thing is this. If the Hawks don't make it into the playoffs, players like Trae Young, Okay, they need to be accountable. Players like Dejounte Murray, who we brought in, who, you know, for all the capital that we gave up, you know, expecting to be this all-star, fringe all-star level player, he needs to show up. And if he doesn't, he's to blame as well, right? One specific set of players that I will not blame, okay, are the AJ Griffins of the world, are the Jalen Johnsons of the world. I personally don't see them as consistent, ready rotational players in the playoffs as of this point in their development, but that could just be me, and that's fine. But my point is this: ultimately, you got to blame the players who are making the money, and Trae Young is at the top of that forefront. If the Hawks don't make it into the playoffs, and you guys can chop it up about this and what you guys think, I think Trae Young needs a lot of the blame for where this team goes if it goes south. Now, if it goes the right way, we all got to shut the fuck up about Trae Young. And we all got to stop playing. I'll be fair about that. But if they don't make it, Trae Young is on the top of that list of blame. In my opinion.
I agree.
You know, Matt will never blame Trae Young for nothing.
He's the highest paid player too. So Jordan, right? When I worked in the restaurant space, we used to say aces in your places, right? So put your best players in their best spots to be successful. Nate didn't do that, so I think Joe Prunty is going to be more successful in doing that because more likely he's coming from the front office to Joe, and he's just implementing it. But the biggest thing they talked about during the fillers that they're looking for with a coach, the biggest one that stuck out to me was accountability. I think a lot of people saying that's the players. I think that's the coach.
It's both.
Never.
Matt,
I think it's both. I'm saying more so the coach because
what do they mean? What do you mean by
No.
never. John,
Matt, not if you're trying to win a championship. If you're trying to win a championship, the accountability don't necessarily. I mean, it starts with the coach, but it comes from the players, the veteran leadership. It's always a hierarchy on the roster that they hold themselves accountable.
That's true, Gerald. But I'm saying, and we don't have that. So I'm saying, and void of that on this roster right now is the coach. So I'm saying with Nate.
Okay, I got you.
At the end, the Knicks game, no game did he ever get up there and say, you know what, that's my fault, that's my bad. I didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? I could have done something better. I could have coached better. I could have designed a better game plan. He never does that. Never. He's never done that. He never does that. The winning coaches, Steve Kerr does that. You know what I'm saying? Nick Nurse does that. The winning coaches do that. They say, you know what, I effed that game up tonight. That was on me.
It's easy to do it. When you got the job security, it's easy to do that.
Yep. Now, Matt, I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
Now that's one of two things I never want to hear out of a coach. Number one, we got out coached. Number two,
why not?
Well. You know what, Matt? You're right. Yeah, that was sounding kind of close to we got out coached because see, my coach ain't never supposed to get out coached. Your job is to win the game by whatever means or whatever means necessary to get that game won. Now, if somebody outcoaches you, well then I need to hire him and I need to fire you.
Hold on, John. You gotta ask Mike and Gerald and them, is that can Nate be out coach?
You said what?
Can Nate be out coach or is it all dependent on
it is.
Well,
I don't want
the players make. I always say the players always make you right or wrong. It's all about what the players can do and what they can't. You can have the perfect adjustment, but if the skill set of the players if the players' skill set doesn't match what's needed to make that adjustment, you're still going to look like you got out coached. You see what I'm saying?
True.
But if you got equals, if it's like the Warriors and the Celtics, then yeah, if it's an equal playing field with talent and everything, yeah, you can get out coached. Yeah.
Hey, family, we about to cut it short, man. About to hit that 2 hours. Y'all know what time it is. We're gonna cut the podcast. Salute to everybody for tapping in tonight. Salute to all the first timers. Salute to the chat, especially salute to the panels, and big shout out my guy Uncle Freezy, but super duper shout out that boy Jamal came through from New Pat City. Make sure y'all tap in with New Pat City on Facebook. Man, that group is lit out there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my boy Eddie for tapping in. Dominic, first time up here. Big C, first time up here. Hey, Next game, I think it's Friday. So y'all tap in Hawks Post Game Live. You know we gonna be here, man. Salute to everybody. We appreciate you. And
Hey, Jerry, I'm gonna talk to you. I might go to that game.